years and years of depravity that Stephan Sterns committed towards Madeline Soto. And this all started when she was just 8 years old. How come Madeline didn't tell? Let's talk about that. Good morning everyone, my name is Michelle. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another video. It's Thursday morning, the 14th of March, and this is the type of video that no one, I don't think, ever wants to make. But we got to talk about these things. We've got to bring this sickness into the light. We have got to talk about it. Not talking about it protects the abuser. Not talking about it is what abusers groom children to believe. I mustn't talk about this. This is a little secret. I'll be in trouble if I tell. Sometimes these depraved individuals are so good at grooming, so good at the manipulation, that a child believes that they're in a relationship with that person. And even if they don't understand what that means and they don't understand the activities that are going on, which can potentially have a huge knock-on effect to that child's future life, but these depraved individuals don't care about that, do they? They only care about their own satiation. But some of them are so good, so manipulative, that the child believes them and they don't tell a soul. They literally, in many cases, start to live double lives. Sometimes the trauma of early abuse can split a child's developing personality and a dissociative disorder develops. But often it doesn't, because that child in some ways learns to enjoy that attention, even if they don't understand the activities that are going on, or they find those activities horrible. The rest of it, the whole package, is one of what the child feels is support. That child loves that abuser and doesn't want that abuser to get into trouble. These are facts. These are the really sad reality of what children who become victims of these depraved individuals experience. This is fact. Oftentimes, any other adult or even other children living in the home have no idea, because that abuser is so good at covering their tracks. And they start off small. They start off with the relationship. They play the long game. They start off with small acts and they build up slowly. And I believe this is what's happened in Madeline's case. We know for a fact she never told her father's side of the family, even though it appears that she had a good relationship with her dad and her stepmother. They did a lot of activities together, looked very comfortable in their presence, and yet Madeline didn't tell. Now, they were living out of state, so when they weren't together, I don't know how much kind of contact they had over the phone, FaceTime, Skype, etc. That's not the type of environment where a child would tell. And this sounds that I'm defending Jenn Soto, and I'm absolutely not. It is possible that she didn't know a thing. Jenn Soto has lied. She's lied to the cops. She's lied to the media. She's told the media and the cops two different stories. Fact. So don't come into my comment section saying, why are you judging her? She had no idea. How do you know she had no idea? Yes, there are many instances where non-offending parents or other family members have no idea. But in this case, given that she lied, given that it's alleged now she's lawyered up, and you might say, well, yeah, she's lawyered up to protect herself because she had no idea. It's the lies that tip me over into thinking she turned a blind eye at the very least. She was prepared to lie for Stephan while her daughter was missing. The timeline does not make sense. Look at the timeline yourself and tell me how it makes sense. The fact that she was prepared to comfort him when he was fake crying, when she knew what she was saying was a lie, leads me to believe she defended or covered up for Stephan at the detriment of her own flesh and blood. Because for all of those non-offending parents or other family members who genuinely have no idea what their child is enduring, there are just as many parents who cover up, who turn a blind eye, who have an idea but maybe not the full scope of what's going on, but they have an idea that something's not right. And why don't they put a stop to it? Sometimes because they're living in fear, because it's a violent scenario. But it doesn't look like this was. I could be wrong. Don't know. Wasn't there. But Stephan Sterns seems to me like a manipulative narcissist. The Reddit posts, the thousands of Reddit posts that he's made under the username Sustanet, just give us a glimpse into Stephan Sterns. Argumentative, thought he was above everyone else, won't call children in his job at Disney princess unless they deserve it, unless they're dressed up for it. Lol. Concerns me about him putting children's lap belts on, but that's small fry if you juxtapose that with the full scope of what went on in Madeline's life. Some parents cover up. They don't want to rock the boat. It's also physical abuse, emotional abuse that they'll cover up. And that forever changes that child. That betrayal, knowing that their parent knows or their parent doesn't defend them, that has a lasting, scarring effect on that child, potentially for the rest of their life. But as abuse, if an abuser is good at what they're doing, good at the manipulation, there's even less to see. Physical abuse can leave prints, it can leave bruises, it can be overheard. But S abuse happens in the darkness of a household where secrets are larger than life. It's not surprising that Madeline didn't like sleeping alone. And it's my opinion that Jenn didn't protect her daughter and covered up. That's just my opinion based on what we've seen so far. The 60 new charges against Stephan Sterns are heartbreaking. 8 counts of S battery of a child under 12. More S battery of a child over 12, but under the age of 18. So we know that Maddie was murdered just after her 13th birthday. We've got lewd molestation, and then 39 counts of the unlawful possession of materials depicting S performance by a child. And each one of these, look, read it, each one of these relates to 10 or more images. So this charge, there's 10 or more images. This charge, there's 10 or more images, etc., etc., etc. You can go down and they all say 10 or more images. One thing that interests me about this, and I'm not going to read this, it's available, it's 36 pages of heartbreak if you read it all, like I have. But the dates interest me. So count 1, S battery of a child under 12. The first one we've got is the 19th day of June, 2019. And then count 2, we've got 2nd of July, 2019. Madeline was 8. The 12th day of July, those are 2019, 3 counts, different times. And remember, these are just what has been photographed or videoed. We know that the cops had one phone, the one that he accidentally factory reset on the day that Maddie was reported missing, i.e. the day she was murdered. But Stephan could have had other phones, he could have had other devices. He could have been taking photographs and videos using a lot of devices, different cameras, and storing those images on hard drives or thumb drives. These 60 new charges have possibly come as a result of Stephan's other devices being gone through. And just a word about the people, law enforcement, who have to watch this stuff. They've got to watch it to be able to categorise it, to be able to put this affidavit together. Somebody's got to watch this stuff. Those people have to have therapy. Those people, they have their lives forever changed. Yeah, they develop a thick skin. An 8-year-old girl being penetrated by a grown man, that forever changes you, I'm telling you. It does. Then we jump. These are still S batteries. We jump to 2022, 22nd of July, 29th of July, 2nd of August, 15th of August. So we've got a group of S batteries in 2019, a group in 2022, all in the summer. So is this when Jenn is away? Look, this that we're seeing in black and white is the tip of the iceberg. Started when she was 8. But that very first recording in June of 2019 wouldn't have been the first S assault, because he'll have groomed her slowly. By the time he introduced being filmed, and she may not have even known she was being filmed, for some of it at least, I would suggest to you that the abuse had been going on a lot longer and many more times. Maybe these recordings are just the times when Stephan would be uninterrupted. So it's in the summer when school's out. Maybe Jenn was on vacation or Jenn was working away. These recordings, I would suggest, are times when he has a house to himself, when he knows he's not going to be interrupted. He can ensure that this depravity stays in the dark and never comes to light. And it didn't come to light until Maddie lost her life. Maddie had to lose her life for a light to be shone on this monster. Why, if the abuse was going on for so long, was she then murdered? Don't know. People suggest Maddie was pregnant. They had to cover it up. I think it's maybe more likely that he was jealous, that she had an interest in a boy at school and he was jealous and he flipped out. Maybe he knew she was going to tell. But he lost his little plaything. So, maybe the sadness that he showed us on camera is in part true. And then the cases over 12. Again, we've got summer. So June 2023. June 2023, is that the same day? No, different day, 5 days apart. 23rd of June. 26th of June. 29th of June. Another one, 19th of June. So these are the lewd behaviour. You can find the lewd behaviour dates correspond with the sexual battery dates. So he's committing more than one offence at the same time. 31st of July, 25th of July, 2nd of August. These are all in the summer. This is when school is out. This is when he has the house to himself. Maybe for days on end. Only Jenn would be able to tell us if she was on vacation at that time. We've got some in the spring as well. 31st of March 2022. These child P, then we don't get specific dates on them. It just says between the 2nd day of July and the 26th day of February 2024. But this is just a catalogue. I mean, look, I've no words for this. No words at all. And I know this case is really triggering for a lot of you who've experienced similar things in your lives. And I'm so sorry that happened to you. But listen, we've got to talk about this. We've got to talk about this to warn other parents. Don't assume that when you're not there, your child is safe. Look, if this has happened to your child and you genuinely had no idea, or if this happened to you and the non-offending adults in your life had no idea, it's not your fault. But it's not their fault either. In this case, I think Jenn does have fault that we can point at, that we can judge, because she showed us the lies. She showed us the lies. But in cases where there is genuinely abuse in the dark, where the abuser is just that good, then it's not your fault. It's not. These are videos that I don't want to make, but I feel compelled to make them. We do have to talk about this. Or else the abusers win. But let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys. Yes, good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Okay.